And we will see what happens here. This is the second game, and hopefully LgN can kind of shrug off that first one and really just kind of, take this as a whole new game. Really just ignore what happened last game and really just kind of bring it because they don't want to give this opportunity up. It'd be really awesome for them to go to San Francisco and compete against these other top 3 teams. And hopefully we'll see the first ban coming out here shortly from LgN as they are taking the blue side this time instead of the purple like last game.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Perfect
I had to,
timing.
grab a drink. And Ash coming out, and again, that's targeted towards Chaox, and his Ash is so strong, and he has a very high hit percentage with Dema arrows.
Yeah, Ash late game is really scary when you can land those arrows. It's like one of the strongest initiates in the game. And that Urgot ban is also targeted at Chaox, I would assume, who's been playing a lot of it lately in that bot lane.
Yeah, Urgot's broken, so you have to ban him.
I remember when they nerfed him originally, and everyone was like, oh, he's so bad, no one wants to play him. And now everyone's starting to come back and realize how good he is in the solo lane or even in a dual lane.
He's completely broken. He after post 6, if the jungler comes, you're gonna get a kill on bottom no matter what with swap. And he's tanky. He has great DPS. He has a suppression swap, and then he has a shield once he suppresses and swaps. So they need to nerf him. So
they need to nerf him some more. Bring that bat on, as we do see Mumu ban, Kennen ban, and Graze ban coming out of TSM here. Mumu obviously targeted at Lana Morris, and Kennen targeted at Prawley here. And that Graze, I mean, obviously is going to be targeted at Demon Lil, but they weren't really able to do anything with it last game, as Xpecial and Chaox were really able to shut them down in bot lane. I believe you mentioned the CS where Chaox had a good 20-30 CS above Demon Lil, and it was really early in the game, like first 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes. So.
And Janna getting picked up here right away by LgN, and that was just kind of the reverse of what happened last game, where Xpecial first picked Janna. Soraka was banned in the pre-ban, so that's why she wasn't being picked up.
Oh, it actually wasn't on Nocturne. Okay. And so that could always be an AP Janna mid, but if not, Janna support is one of my favorite supports hands down. She has so much CC, so much utility she can bring to a team. That it's really hard to rival that unless you're a Soraka who has an insane amount of healing to help out. And we are seeing another Kog'Maw pick coming out of TSM, I'm assuming here. Since Rangelo did select it, looks like it will be going towards Chaox.
Yeah, Kog'Maw, one of the strongest ADs, longest range, scales extremely well into late game with a slow. His ultimate with super long range for pickups and poke, so it's just really strong. And you got a Maokai pickup by TSM here, so that's interesting pickup.
Yeah, actually switching jungle, almost half switching junglers here, as we see, especially having Maokai, we see a lot of more looks like me going Mundo here, and Demon Lil having that Janna, so kind of funny that we see the same champions played, as he does switch to Lee Sin, okay. As he likes to listen to the cast and prove me wrong consistently, but that always could go towards Cruiser, who is a really well-known top lane for his Lee Sin.
Yeah, Lee Sin's extremely, he's got such high mobility. He can go in and start a team fight or go into a team fight and then escape, and doing so wastes cooldown. So he's just a really strong champion, and picking him early is always a good idea as well, because you're not sure if he's going to be played top lane or in jungle, and that just keeps the other team on their toes as far as trying to counter pick.
Yeah, he's like an endear pick. I mean, you don't know if he's going jungle, you don't know if he's going top lane. Same with Warwick. So you're able to help that top lane not get counterpicked as easily, which is really important since top lane is the most vulnerable to being counterpicked.
Oh, Soraka? I thought Soraka was...
we saw Nocturne and Alistar banned in the pre-ban.
Oh.
I thought you meant Soraka for the first game, because that would make sense why we didn't see her.
Yeah, I'm surprised she wasn't picked up earlier. I guess LgN values Janna over Soraka. I just don't know why they would leave that.
Oh, it looks like Dyer's actually taking Kayle top lane, which has become more popular lately. He's a pretty strong top lane. Well, she is, I guess he's going to call her by the champion. And I'm really curious to see how well he does with it lately.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited to see that matchup. I haven't seen Kayle played too much in competitive play, but she is really strong. And I would guess I wouldn't really see her being picked up until after top lane was picked up. But I don't know. Maybe he feels extremely confident with playing against any matchup, and because it hasn't been played much, many teams don't know how to counter Kale in lane. So he's probably just betting on them not picking up a counter pick.
Right? And Kale, her ultimate is amazing in fights if you can put on the right person. I mean, it gives your AD carry or your AP carry just the opportunity to stay in there longer and not be focused down as easily. And we see Cruiser actually picking up York. So it looks like he's going to be running York top, and we will see Lee Sin in the jungle here.
York is one of the best laners in the game. He has so much sustain and um, he can just kind of sit in lane indefinitely. And as soon as he gets his tier, and I'm not sure if he's going to build into Warmogs, but um, he can just kind of snowball out of control. And if he gets his ultimate off in team fights, like if he ultimates Cass after her burst, and then she kind of revives and continues to do damage, it's just extremely powerful. So York's very strong.
Or even just ulting Tristana in a team fight, having that extra 80 carry in your team, doing an insane amount of damage. If you can control it correctly, using the alt right click to choose where the ghost goes and who it attacks, it's extremely strong in a team fight, and it really can catch people off guard if they're not prepared for it. And looks like we do see locks coming in, so we are going to be seeing the game start up here in about 4 minutes. Reginald is going Karthus middle, and with that Soraka, they kind of made it so they could not counter that Karthus with the Soraka. Especially running that bot lane, you see Ogwen in the jungle with Maokai, you see Darius top lane with Kayle, you see KX bot lane with Kog'Maw. And for Legion, we're seeing Demon Low run that Tristana bot lane, Morris running that Lee Sin in the jungle, Anubis on Janna, probably on Cassiopeia, and Cruiser on York. And I'm really curious to see what happens mid lane because with Probably, because his Q on Cassiopeia is such good harass, it has such good range that she can pretty much outrange this Karthus and really kind of take him down bit by bit depending on what she levels.
Yeah. I really like, if my money's on this game, I am again going to go with TSM. I like how they just have such strong hyper carries into late game. I mean, Karthus, one of the best AP hyper carries, Cog, one of the best AD, and interesting to see how the Kale ultimate works in team fights. I mean, I would imagine that Karthus is one of those champions you kind of just go in and die with and do damage. With the Kale ultimate, being able to actually, how long does that last now? Is it 2 seconds?
I believe it's 2 seconds.
Yeah. So having that additional 2 seconds before Karthus dies and then getting it's just that's crazy damage. So the longer Karthus can stay alive, the better. So I want to see how that turns out.
Well, one thing I am kind of worried about is there's not real protection for Chaos. I mean, all you really have is the healing from Soraka and maybe the Twisted Advance from Maokai, but after that, you pretty much have nothing to protect him unless you're going to force to blow that Kale ult on him. I mean, you do have that wall from Karthus, but it's not really enough when, Lee Sin can easily get to you. York doesn't give a shit about anything, he just kind of runs in there and hits stuff. And not to mention Tristana, who has some pretty good range. I mean, I'm really curious to see how well they do with this. I mean, they do have a game to blow. They could lose this game, and then there would be a game 3. But, I really don't want to see that. I want to see how well they can kind of play this comp here. And do we
Yeah.
want to go ahead and run an ad real quick before the game actually does start?
Um, yes,
Okay,
and I can do that.
all right, we'll be back really shortly, guys. Just one more ad here. Make sure to disable your ad block if you have not before, and hopefully be back in the game in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
All right, and now we will be getting into here in a second, going to the game, and we'll leave that little ad up for a little longer for the people who did have, or did not have ad blocker off, I guess. And let me go ahead and put this up on the screen, and we will be switching to it in a second, guys.
Yep, and we've got exhaust coming up on Janna, got exhaust coming up on Soraka. So again, no CV being run. And I think TSM here, their strategy is just to kind of get into late game. I wouldn't see them trying to invade and play extremely aggressive early. I mean, they've kind of got a late game comp. Um, so we'll see what happens. And Malachi should just start either at race or blue. So he'll it looks like he's going to be setting up here at race, and we've got LgN coming in to invade, going into the blue as fast as possible. They're going to meet up with Chaos.
As he is going to be forced to flash over that wall, as Voldemort did not land in that Q and was not able to get back to him. But yeah, now he's able to escape that. Flash is down bot lane, and I'm really curious to see if Voldemort tries to take advantage of that, knowing that Chaos does not have that flash, and hopefully he can maybe get first blood down there to his own team.
Yep, and you see the little presents.
Yeah, there's our little presence of fun as they do explode in your face. So kind of like a jihad presence, but as we see, a lot of more is still trying to harass a little bit as they have not decided yet where they are going to start. But it looks like they do want to invade, take this blue buff away from Malachi. What are you laughing at? I don't know what you're talking about.
Just your
no one heard that. No one heard that.
It's just a little whatever.
So the game here, it's the second game of the best of 3 between LgN and TSM. That's quite exciting.
All right, so yeah, so Reginald being really aggressive here, and they're gonna ward that, and they're gonna take this blue. I'm interested to see if TSM is going to try to stay here and.
It looks like they really don't want to give it up. Like they really want to make sure that Oddone can really get this, and it looks like they will be able to catch him here. LgN will spot them with this ward, so they will be backing out. And now LgN just wasting a lot of time as Voldemort isn't able to pick up any jungle yet. So he will be stuck at level 1 for a while, but we do see 3 members still here of TSM trying to definitely secure this blue buff. But it looks like he does get that smite off, and probably Latimore's trying to catch Reginald here as they do get him with a nice Q from Cassiopeia, but with Especially there to heal him up, they are not able to commit to that. And now Dyrus extremely late to top lane. Hopefully Cruiser can actually take advantage of that and really push that advantage, because he will have the levels and CS advantage. And since York is a really strong harass champion, we'll see if he can do something with that.
Yeah, I think it's less important for. I mean, yeah, he'll get to the top lane late, but it's more important that Lattimortis didn't get an early start in jungle. Having a really late start in jungle just puts your team way behind. Basically means that the jungler's not going to gank as much, and as you can tell here, Maokai is already about to finish the red, and Lattimortis is still doing race. So,
well, not to mention, Lee Sin's also one of those champions you kind of have to snowball, and as a jungler, you have to get successful ganks off to be really useful the rest of the game. And as we see, Oddone is actually going to be coming top lane here to go for a gank on Cruiser.
And look at this gank. It's coming in at 3:15, or I'm sorry, 3:20. So early. So early. Like,
looks like Cruiser knows it, though. He's playing really passive in those bushes. As we do see Oddone coming in here, Cruiser's going to be forced to blow that flash. And Oddone did a really good job keeping him slowed. It looks like Cruiser takes some heavy damage, gets ignited, does have that heal or the help pot on him, but he will be dropping to Oddone.
That was just so, like, I don't know why he flashed so early. He should have waited to flash. He basically flashed before the Twisted Advance came. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, he didn't get as much range as he really wanted out of that flash, and I don't know, he kind of had to just because of Oddone having that red buff. He could keep him slowed. I mean, he does get out of that flash, but since they don't have an exhaust to kind of keep him there, he should have been able to escape.
Sometimes it's just more of like, being a novice player and not like being able to, like when you see the jungler coming, you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And you just hit the flash button. It's just kind of you panic and you go crazy. So maybe it was a case of that.
I want to say something, but I shouldn't. I shouldn't bring that up again. as that hopefully will not be in the VOD. What I said earlier about those presents. But yeah, we do see now Lattimore's heading up to top lane, trying to go for a gank onto Darius when he gets back to lane. Darius does have that Doran's Blade, does have boots, and does have a ward, so maybe they will be able to catch him as he does try to place this ward, because he will be coming to this tri-bush here, so Lattimore will be able to see him, as we can tell right here, looking at their own vision. As actually Darius decides to not go through there and actually saves that ward, so that's actually kind of caught me off guard there. I was expecting him to come in and try to ward that river, but playing really smart there, sitting in top lane, just waiting away.
Yeah, I think he's got double buff, which is extremely strong, but I think Kale has got some suspicion. They probably have been tracking the jungler, and so he's just kind of coming in here, just kind of waiting the brush, get CS when it comes up, and he'll end up farming at tower, which is totally fine for Kale with the AoE.
Yeah, it looks like Reginald still just farm his own jungle as well to really get that level advantage, get level 6 pretty early, as he is over halfway now, and help get some extra CS in. And we do see that Cruiser's actually coming down here. And I'm really curious to see why he's doing... Oh, actually just does go for a ward to help out probably in middle for those Maokai ganks, which would be extremely deadly with the Karthus, who can just do an insane amount of damage as he just defile spams on top of you while you can't move for that period of time. But well-placed ward, though, by probably, I'm assuming this ward right here. Very well-placed. Spots Odd One coming, and he is able to play passive like he needs to with that Maokai really near him. So he's playing extremely well in middle, considering he has some really nice ward coverage, which Cruiser just helped him out with in the top part of the lane, and he shouldn't really be gankable for a bit. But it looks like TSM actually did spot a lot of Morris here with this ward right here. Some things were going down on him, and he's just not able to gank. He's just not able to do what Lee Sin has to do early game.
And look at Odd One, so smart. He's just... he's kind of like, bait the gank so I can counter gank this. And usually the counter gank will always come on top. You got Maokai coming in. Reginald goes down. Ooh.
Oh, no, probably will be dropping to that ultimate as she just barely misses that her ultimate onto Odd One. But at least Lattimore's was able to escape. But a 1-for-1 trade there. Not entirely bad. At least probably was able to pick up that kill and have somewhat of an advantage in lane. Or even though Reginald was able to pick up a kill with that ultimate onto her as well.
Yeah, and let's just check out the CS right now. You got COG at 45 versus Trist at 39. And you've got Karthus at 46 to 40. So, kind of just the CS is kind of even at this point. Everybody's kind of just farming, as I mentioned earlier. The TSM's not going to go for like a real aggressive strategy. They just kind of want to get through the laning phase and get into late game with the hyper carries that they have.
And late game is always the best part to me. I always enjoy doing it. As you see, Odd One actually sandwiching in Cruiser here, as he does go in on him right away and does get the twist of hands. He is level 6, Cruiser is not, so he does not have the ultimate to escape. But the nice ultimate from Darius coming out, Odd One is able to gank that lane. Extremely well, probably coming in as well from the lane, is able to pick up that kill on Odd One. Well played by probably to head up there, as they did have this ward coverage right here. Did see Maokai was heading top and was able to actually counter gank the jungler with the mid lane. And I'll probably turn around seeing Darius here. She does not have the ultimate up. She does not have flash either, so she should not be able to take him down, as Darius is able to escape as he's pretty fast. Does have a heal up, and probably looks like wanting to die that, but actually still going for it as she really wants that kill on Darius, who picks up the kill onto her. But she is able to pick up that kill on Darius at least before she did die, so now probably 3-2. Doing pretty well now. Even though she does have 2 deaths, she does have those 3 kills, which is really going to help her in lane against Reginald.
Yeah, and maybe you can do a replay and show bot lane, because at the same time a kill went down on bot lane and Xpecial died,
Right.
but I missed that.
Let me go ahead and cue that up real quickly for you guys, as we do want to show you all the coverage that we possibly can, and I did just find it. Okay, now let's go ahead and switch to the replay here for you guys, and here we go. We see Lattimore's is actually in the bush here, trying to get a gank here, as even though I'm assuming he's going to be baiting Chaos here into this fight, as he does, as Chaos comes up. Let's go ahead and slow this down, as Nubish now is baiting it in. We see Tristana jump, and we see a nice knockup from Nubish, and a cool little feature here, as Lattimore's landed a nice Q on oh, that's an ugly circle, nice Q on the Xpecial. Xpecial's forced to flash, does get the next Q onto him, and it looks like they will be diving right here, and I'm going to speed it up again real quick, as he does get that nice ultimate. Man, this is hard to do all at once. Nice ultimate onto her to pick up that kill, and we will be going back to live now. Man, that circle was ugly. It's so hard to draw circles with a mouse. John Madden style.
We're testing these things and we're getting them worked out. So I think you're doing an amazing job for doing it the first time.
Well, thank you. I think I need like a touchpad to draw circles better, because mouses are just just too hard. Maybe we'll do squares. Squares are a little easier. Or draw penises. But yeah, we see a lot of Morse coming up top lane again as that red buff. Was able to help out bot
What did you
lane.
just say?
Well, I was talking about a lot of Morse being in top lane, and now we see Probably actually in middle lane getting harassed by Reginald as you're choking on something. Probably what I said
Oh
earlier,
my
choking
God.
on. And Probably does not have that blue buff, but Reginald does have it.
What the hell?
Yeah. So now we're seeing Otto in the jungle with these golems. Yeah. Good stuff happening here as Demon was attacking a tower. Can you kind of go over that real quick and explain what that does?
I'm sorry, I was just trouble breathing for a second.
Let's go to the audio feature again, so we can just keep laughing. Is that a good time to switch to them for that?
Okay.
Well, we're just gonna go ahead and switch to it. Let them get all this laughing out as we are switching to Legion again for their audio and see what they're saying. Okay, well, it looks like they still don't want to talk, but hopefully Liquid was able to get that laughing out of his system. As you do see Aqua coming in here to help out Dyrus, who does go down a lot of Morris now. So a lot of Morris doing a really good job getting back in the game. And in the meantime, some action going on at bottom, as we do see an exhaust onto Demon a little bit, or is forced to pop that flash and escape. Chaos just hammering away at them. He's doing extremely well with his range and his ultimates to really harass as much as possible. And I'm really scared to look at that chat because they're probably like, oh, fail again.
Yep. I mean, I think TSM is, as you can tell here, even though they're behind in kills, they are still ahead in gold. I mean, not anything significant, but they
not
any
at least at all. Looking at the gold right now, as it does just switch. Sorry.
You know, a lot of that has to do with you know, the CS, but it also is. You know, they just need to get to late game. I mean, if I was TSM, I would just say, let's get to late game and. You know, let's stop playing aggressive. Let's stop trying to gank the lanes. Let's just farm and get to late game, because they will win late game with the champions that they have.
Yeah, Cog is extremely strong. We see a lot of Morris coming down from mid lane here. He's going to be going behind Chaos, especially trying to maybe get an ultimate out, as his ultimate will be up in a couple seconds, in about 7 seconds. Will be coming in right now. Going straight on Chaos. We've seen an ultimate coming down from Reginald, and he's trying to get this kill into Chaos, but is forced to escape as Demon actually hits him away with his ultimate, with his Buster Shot, but maybe misjudged it a little bit as it was not enough to kill him. And now Probably chasing down Reginald here, gets the Q, trying to get back caught up to him as his Q does give him speed, does have level 3 of it, and Reginald is out of mana here. So it looks like Probably will be able to pick up this kill, does get the Twin Fang, so Probably doing an amazing job right now, 4-2 as we see Alwyn coming in. Probably does not have flash to get away, but she pops the ultimate, has Ignite up, trying to go for a kill on Odd One, but his ultimate does finish her off. In the meantime, Legion trying to pick up this dragon and makes some use out of forcing Odd One to come mid lane here. And it looks like there are no wards, so Odd One has no idea that they are actually doing it, and they are starting to converge on him. But let's see if we can get the smite off on it perfectly and prevent Odd One from actually stealing it. As Odd One does steal it with his smite, he walked in and smited it.
Odd One! He just steals everything. He's just so... He's like a thief.
So Odd One taking that dragon away from Legion, and that was really unfortunate for them because they really needed that extra gold to help them keep up in pace with TSM right now.
That was so good.
I don't know. Going crazy right now over that steal. I'm checking out right now.
I would say Odd One has stolen more shit than any other jungler in competitive play. I mean, as I've watched a lot of games, and he's super good at stealing.
He's Asian though. It's not fair.
Oh,
he's naturally good at games. Not fair. Anyway, that's a little racist, so I should probably shut up. So yeah, a lot more stealing that big golem right there as Dyrus trying to come around and will not spot. Actually, does spot him because a lot more does engage onto Dyrus. Dyrus easily should be able to survive this as he is pretty tanky right now. He has good 1400 life, 65 armor, 49 magic resist, and probably just pushing that lane out, getting that CS that York will be missing out on. But now we see a little bit of converge going down onto Reginald. However, they do have a ward to spot it, so he will be able to prevent a death here. Oh my gosh, people blow things out of proportion. Anyways, don't look at the chat. It's quite interesting.
Well, we can try to cut to their
audio again.
I mean their voice.
All right. Well, do you want to check this time? I don't want to go into static again because that was kind of
They stopped
interesting.
talking. They stopped talking.
Just not too much communication coming out of Legion here, kind of just doing their own thing, making sure they're each farming to keep up with TSM. And we probably should, when we see some team fights, we'll probably switch to their audio, because that's when the talking does happen. When they're about to engage,
absolutely.
and whether coming back out or go in, kind of stuff like that. So we'll cut to that when we can, when we see some team fights breaking out, and hopefully we will be seeing them this game, because unfortunately we did not get any last game.
Yeah. As you can see, TSM is ahead in gold by about 2K, and it's attributed to the farm. You can see Karthus has just been.
Sorry, bot lane Demon getting really low from Chaos here, who has full health and a good portion of mana. So Demon is forced to back out, and he has 89 CS compared to Chaos 109, so he's actually losing, unfortunately, again to him.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, he said yeah. I got his approval. As you see some more farming going on top lane. Let's check out what builds actually real quick. We see Chaos actually going to be going for that same build he went last game, where he goes for that early Phantom Dancer, for that nice attack speed, nice crit. Usually you kind of go that build when you have a Noon on your team for the crazy attack speed. But he's just going with that. We see Demon Lord has 2 Doran's Blades, has a Vamp Scepter, has about 800, 900 gold right now, so does not have enough gold to really complete anything yet. We see Morris with a Wriggles and actually building towards some merc trades right now, and does have an Oracle, so he's really helping his team get this map control that they really need right now.
Yeah, this is first Oracle in the game, so...
Oh no, sorry, bot lane Kex actually getting caught here. It looks like Demon trying to go for the kill as Soraka does have her ultimate, and the Buster Shot is not enough to take him out. But in the meantime, Chaos actually was able to get Demon extremely low during that fight, even though he was exhausted and not special trying to chase him away with his Q of Doom, which he does have.
Yep, as you can see, Chaos just life-stealing off the creeps here. As you can see, is extremely popular build, pretty much for all of competitive play. I haven't seen anybody really change from this, but just grabbing the Vamp Scepter is just extremely strong for sustain in lane, especially if you're either running lifesteal runes or if you're just going for the lifesteal masteries in the tree. It just lets you sustain.
Yeah, very true. I mean, he has a lot of lifesteal. I think he's at 19% when I checked. Yeah, 19%. That's an insane amount, especially when you're critting. Having that ability to crit in lane is really strong. Sorry, in the meantime, we see top lane. We see a Pyco now. We see an ultimate going down onto Cruiser. So he's kind of cloned himself as Morris. Actually, sorry, he cloned Morris, and he did go down to the Karthus ultimate there. Or actually, he did not go down to the Karthus ultimate. But Malachi was able to pick up the kill as Morris trying to chase him down with his Ghost. Will not be able to catch him. And TSM able to pick up that kill. Oddone doing a really good job again. He was just waiting in this bush. Really wanted to go for that counter gank, and when he saw Morris go in, he just showed himself, and they were able to get a kill out of it.
Yeah, that was really strong. Oddone was just kind of pounding out the DPS and just doing some damage, and then you had the basically perfect Kale ultimate to mitigate damage during that, and the ultimate from Yorick did nothing.
Yeah, and I just noticed this. I have to point it out. We see Reginald with 180 CS compared to probably at 114. Reginald's been farming double Wraith camps as much as possible, and it really shows right now, having that huge CS advantage, having that huge gold lead as he has 59, almost 6,000 gold compared to Prawley's 5,300. So he's really doing extremely well farming as much as possible. And I mean, not having those kills, but he still has that CS that he needs, which gives him the gold that he needs to get these items to really contest against Prawley and the rest of Legion.
I would go as far to say that Reginald has not missed... Wait, hold on. He's at 183 at 1812. I don't think he's maybe missed 1 or 2 creeps in lane, and he's had to farm the Wraith camps. So, just damn. It's just impressive.
Yeah, doing exceptionally well farming right now, and it's really going to show when they start getting some team fights, as he will be extremely powerful for TSM here. And we still have yet to see a tower go down, and it's actually almost 20 minutes into the game, quite surprising. But as you were saying earlier, TSM, they really don't want to stop being aggressive, just kind of farm, force this game to go into late game where Legion does kind of taper off and take the win there.
Yeah. Oh, and it looks like we might have some action at Dragon. As you can see, Legion is here, but it's warded. We've got lots of pings going down. So we got a Throwly's going down on Malachi with the flash ultimate, and the ultimate goes off by Cassiopeia. Gets down on Reginald. Probably was going to go for Reginald. Is she going to have enough DPS? Yes, she does. And she goes down, and the ultimate's going down for Reginald. Is going to pick up probably, and yes, it does. And then Maokai goes in with Twisted Advance on Lee Sin, and Ultimate goes off on Lee Sin. Lee Sin and Maokai and the Ghost is all doing damage to Odd-One, but Odd-One's just simply not taking any damage. Twisted Advance going back in on Lee Sin, knocking him back. Soraka with the Q, and then the auto attacks the banana and the silence! Oh, gosh, it's so good. Yes, that was amazing.
I'm too busy laughing. Wow. Yes, indeed, and TSM played that really smart right there. They waited for that Ghost, that York ult, to wear off onto Morris, and then went back in and finished him off. As people are laughing at you in chat right now for those squeals. But yeah, one thing you have to point out though is that Morris, before this death, when he died at top lane, did lose that Oracle, which is really one thing that was really keeping Legion in this game. They were having some really good map control, trying to take out as many wards as possible, and now it looks like TSM able to pick up the second dragon, so I won't be too surprised to see Odd-One pick up another Oracle, as he does have his 2 GP5 and the Shiralas already. He's sitting there on a good 1,500 gold, so I'm really curious to see what he does build into. Maybe an Aegis, or maybe something else. We'll find out in a second as he is going back to buy.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing a really interesting build here from Yorick. You know, I usually see the Manamune going into Warmogs or Spirit Visage, but picking up the 2 gold per 10 items is really strong because they know, well, they don't know, but you know, they can feel like they're behind, and because of that, he's going for super late game to be able to contend with the champs that TSM has. So that's why they're picking.
Oh no, we're seeing Odd-One coming back in. He did actually pick up that Oracles, and he pops the Shiralas to try to catch Prolly here, who does not have Flash Gary, but does have Ultimate to turn around and use if she needs to. But they are not able to catch him, not fast enough yet. But yeah, I mean, definitely, we see York going those double GP5s, just like you said, and he just knows this game is going to go into late game, and he really wants to make sure to have that money when he does get to that point. So that's actually, I think, a really smart move on his part, because he is a little bit behind in top lane. You know, he's 0-1, he's 152 CS. He's a little bit ahead, he's ahead of Dyrus. However, you know, Dyrus is a lot stronger, I believe, or in my knowledge, a lot stronger than York will be in late game, having that, you know, IE, having that attack speed, having that shred ability that she does have from her passive.
Mm-hmm.
Killing me. As he probably still in middle lane, maybe trying to pick up Dyrus here as he engages on Cruiser, but he just backs out, and now Reginald just farming away in top lane, sitting at 228 CS, going to be about 235 here, 233, and does pop the ultimate into what? I don't know what he was ulting.
I think Reginald might have accidentally hit R.
He might have. I was like, oh my god, someone's about to die, and I'm looking on the map, no one's fighting.
I know, I was searching for it too, but...
And TSM going for that second tower now, so they are ahead of 2 towers to 0 over Legion. They are up by a good 7,000 gold, and they're doing exceptional right now. I mean, they had a really rough early game, but now they're just trying to just take it by force, and they're doing it. As my co-caster here is very quiet, trying to search for that Karthus ultimate where it was going still.
yeah. No, you know, Reginald's just continuing to farm here, you know. He's almost 100 above anyone else on Legion, so that's just...
Teamfights are going to be nasty,
a lot of farm.
Let's just say that. Because he will have that Kale ultimate to just sit in the middle of Legion and just do as much work as possible.
You know, the thing is that you always underestimate farm. You know, you're like, oh, farm is farm, CS is CS. But I don't know the exact numbers. I guess it depends on what kind of CS you're killing. But, you know, a certain number of CS equals a kill. You know, that's minus like towers and laning and pushing and stuff. But the amount of gold is just simply the gold advantage from being ahead in CS is just insane. So when Reginald's above like 100 in CS, that's...
It's not a good sign for you if you're playing against them.
I want to say it's like 9 to 11 is like a kill. Not, you know, 9 to 11 CS above is about a kill. So you're basically like adding a significant amount of kills to Karthus just by being ahead in farm. So
yeah, and the one thing about you know, playing top teams playing each other is it doesn't come down to the early game mostly. It comes down to the late game, the team fights, where that CS does matter. You know, that extra, you know, one item you have can really turn a team fight around for you. And that's kind of what you really need to focus on. And they're doing a good job of focusing on just getting as much CS as possible and Reginald is just going to be such a huge force to reckon with in a team fight. So we do see him catch Probably here. Just exhausted and probably will be going down here, down
Oh my
extremely quickly.
god.
And in the meantime, 4 members of Legion going after Kog'Maw. And it looks like, oh, Lodorus is able to get over that wall, but the heal
Oh,
from
but the heal!
or the heal from his summoner and the ultimate and the ult from Kale able to keep him alive. As Lodorus is doing everything he can to chase him, but is not able to do anything with that. So wow, KX baiting in 4 members of Legion there, and surviving that.
Oh god, it's so pretty. And then the thing is, I don't know if you noticed, I play support, but did you guys notice that Soraka perfectly timed the silence on Cassiopeia? Like, Cassiopeia didn't get anything off because Soraka just, you know, hit infuse. But, you know, timing those silences, and that was such a good play. And then getting the heal baited, and then you thought that Lee Sin was going to come in because he got the Q, but turned it around. And then, you know, they're getting Baron ridiculously fast here. Karthus, one of the strongest champions for clearing Baron as quickly as he can.
Yeah, checking out gold real quick for TSM. We have Karthus back with about 1,800. We have KO with 2,500 as KX actually getting caught here in the middle by 3 members of Legion. And it looks like they might be able to pick up that kill on him, and they do pick up that kill, probably taking that kill. He has pretty much every kill on his team right now, as they are going to try to push middle, at least get 1 tower out of this, as the rest of Legion, or TSM is actually backing to buy. And Kale actually had good 2,000 gold on him, and he actually did pick up a Infinity's Edge. And does have a Zeal as well, so he's going to be hurting so bad in team fights, as no one on Legion really has armor right now, except Lee Sin. And Lawnmower's just face-kicking Dyrus away, as we do see a little bit engagement. Lawnmower's overextending, is forced to back out, as he's getting really low, probably flashing on the wall, not getting ultimate on everyone. Cruiser coming in with the teleport, looks like they might be able to pick up Dyrus, who pops ultimate himself, turns around, kills Probably at least, before he does drop, so he is able to take out 1, but 2 people, does pick up Lawnmower's as well, and now Reginald coming in from the side. Looks like it's going to be really deadly for Legion as he does flash and try to get Demon Low, but a nice Buster Shot does push him away. And Reginald popping his ultimate. We're going to pick up Demon Low here, and he does pick up the kill and the blue buff. So now Reginald doing really well right now. Looks like he is building towards a Woda as well with these items that he currently has.
Damn, that was good. That was a lot of back and forth, you know, because they had some recalls from TSM, and then, you know, basically the advantage went to TSM as soon as Karthus used his ultimate. So
I hear ultimates are strong on Karthus. I heard they do damage. As we do, actually he picks up Jai's right now. Getting a little cocky now. He has that Jai's trying to see if he can stack some more AP, as he already is extremely big at the moment, being 5-3, 284 CS. No one on Legion has even broken 200 CS yet, and only Chaos and his team has broken 200, so he's doing extremely well. Gonna be hitting this 300 CS mark really soon. Pick up some blue buff to refresh it again after he did just take it off Demon Ball.
Yeah, you know, TSM just definitely has the advantage here with Baron, with a little bit extra on map control, I guess. But, you know, their strategy now is, you know, they're getting into late game mark. They're hitting the 30-minute coming up pretty soon. At this point, they just want to push, you know. They just want to control the map, get some wards down, and push their advantage. They're probably going to wait for Cog to return, as he's the last man to join the party. Ooh.
Oh, a nice twisted, actually a really bad twisted events from Odd1, as Logos was able to bait that in extremely far, having that W, that safeguard to get away, but Odd1 just going to get healed up by Soraka, healed up by that regen that Baron gives you, and Legion is forced to give away this tower. They really cannot contest it. And Reginald get a nice wall, saying hi to Legion, as he does have that 300 CS mark now. It does have a Magize. It looks like he's a little bit to pick up that, almost pick up that kill on Lawnmower. So a really nice silence coming out of Vic Special there to prevent him from going anywhere. He's an ultimate coming down, and I do not believe he's going to be able to pick up the kill as Lawnmower's barely survived. Oh, Nubish getting extremely low as well. But a nice shield from Nubish was able to save Lawnmower's, and they will be able to take this next tower for free, it looks like, as 2 members of Legion need to heal up. Actually, 3
How many
members.
stacks does he have on that?
He should have 0. Yeah, he has 0 at the moment.
Okay, he just picked it up.
And then Kog'Maw just hammering this tower away, just siege as much as possible. Even with Dyrus having that extra range, towers will drop extremely quick. And having Dyrus on your team, or having a Kale on your team, actually seeing Engage here, sure is, but a lot of Morris all by himself does get picked off. And Demon Lord trying to harass as much as possible and attack move, but he's just not able to do the damage he needs right now. See Probably getting an ultimate onto Reginald, and he gets pretty low here, but he should easily be able to survive, as Probably does go down to Chaos. And now, even though trying to take out KX does have that clone, but that dude gets dropped by Kale extremely quickly. But like I was saying, having a Kayle on your team makes you don't really need to get your last Whisper until way later in the game. As long as you and Kayle are attacking the same target, or if Kayle is attacking the same target, the armor does not matter. And it looks like TSM trying to go for the win here as well, having that Baron buffing 4 members up to the 3 for Legion.
Oh my god, that damage. Oh, oh my god.
And it looks like TSM will be able to pick up this win here. And Lawmore's going in, just getting dropped again as quickly as you just got up. And that is the game. That is TSM. They will be moving on to the semifinals in San Francisco to compete against their brother team, sister team. We'll call them brother teams. That's our guys.
Yeah.
TSM Evo, which is formerly Epic Gamer.
Yep, TSM showing their stuff. You know, they're a well practiced. They communicate well, and they all have the same icons. So, you
That
know,
is
they're
true.
just a really strong team, and it's going to be really exciting to see how these teams do in San Francisco because you're going to have two teams from EU, two teams in NA, both playing on their own servers. So none of that lag stuff, and
Oh,
they're going to
okay.
battle it